Hey everyone, welcome to the Autoimmune Dietitian YouTube channel. My name is Annie. I'm a registered dietitian and I work with people struggling with autoimmune diseases. So this month is December if you're watching this when this posts, and we are talking all about holiday survival tips because the holidays can be definitely challenging if you follow a either restricted diet or you have food sensitivities. So today we are going to be talking about how to eat out when you have food sensitivities. So eating out can be a huge challenge, as you probably know if there are things that you avoid. This time of year always includes a lot of celebrations at restaurants or other people's houses, and it can be super anxiety triggering for many of us. As someone who has navigated food sensitivities for over 15 years, I have a lot of experience with this. So here's how to survive the holidays when you are not eating at home. So let's first talk about eating out at a restaurant. December is a great time to reconnect with friends and family and go out to eat. I swear I eat out more this month than any other month of the year. But the holidays also tend to be very stressful in general for me, which is why I find it super important to really stick to my anti-inflammatory eating pattern. Eating out at a restaurant should not be an anxiety trigger for you, and here's how you can advocate for yourself to avoid any major flares when eating out. So my first tip is to look at the menu ahead of time. Most restaurants now publish their menu online. I always check out menus before eating out because I need to have a game plan in place. Check the main dishes to see if any of those work for you. Usually sides can be swapped or removed if they contain any of your trigger foods. And I also look at the sides, like other sides or, like the side dishes that they offer to see what other options are available to complement the main dish. Don't forget appetizers too. You can make a really nice meal out of a few appetizers or sides. I find that the best vegetable options are usually in these categories. My second tip, call the restaurant. Yes, actually pick up the phone and speak to someone that works there. If you are unsure of the menu and want to be sure that the chef can accommodate you, call the restaurant and ask. Oh, and honestly, I think it's really nice to give the chef a heads up so they can figure something out for you in advance. Almost all restaurants I've encountered are flexible and willing to accommodate your dietary restrictions. In my experience, the only ones that have not been able to accommodate me have been restaurants with, either like a price fix menu, multi-course meals that are super inventive and use really elaborate ingredients. My third tip is to bring an allergy card or sensitivity card. I use these a lot when I travel, but it can't hurt to bring one to a restaurant so the kitchen's aware of everything that you need to avoid. And my last tip about eating out is be extra nice to the wait staff. You should always be nice to them anyway. Their job is really hard. But when restaurants are really busy, it's hard to place orders with multiple exceptions. So your wait person is doing the best that they can. So just ask nicely. Okay, so what about when you're eating at a friend's house? So eating out at a restaurant seems daunting, but I personally think it's easier than eating at someone's house. Your friend is nice enough to have you over and, take the time to cook for all of your guests, but dealing with food sensitivities and eating patterns can be really uncomfortable. So here are my ideas for overcoming this hurdle during the holidays. The first tip, again, ask about the menu. So your friend obviously cares about you, so asking them what they plan on serving for dinner should not feel awkward, hopefully. Explain your current dietary needs and ask your friend if he or she would be willing to accommodate you. Please make sure you do this way in advance so your friend has time to plan and prep. Tip 2. So if you don't feel like your friend can handle your dietary modifications, or if it's someone that you're not close with and you don't feel like getting into it with them, politely offer to bring your own food. Honestly, this might be a huge relief for your host. Food avoidances and sensitivities can be overwhelming for people, especially if they're not used to making substitutions. I always offer to bring my own food these days. It's just easier for me and it takes the pressure off of the host. Okay, my last tip is eat before you go. So if it's a more casual event and not like a sit-down dinner, I will sometimes eat a large snack before I go. That way, if there's something I can eat, amazing. And if not, I am not starving and hangry at the end of the night. Okay, what about attending a catered dinner? So catered events like weddings, office holiday parties, or large family gatherings can also feel very overwhelming. It's similar to eating out at a restaurant, and the best person to ask about the menu, because again, you should always ask what's being served ahead of time. Ask the person who planned the menu or the event. In these circumstances, I try to ask way ahead of time, like a wedding, for instance, and I will even write on the RSVP response card my main dietary restrictions. And then I always follow up again, a couple weeks before, just making sure that there is something that, I could eat there. If you don't have anyone to ask, I highly recommend eating beforehand, and I've done that plenty of times too. I've even brought my own snacks to weddings. Okay, so just to recap, today we focused on how to eat out at a restaurant, a friend's house, or a catered event with dietary restrictions. Bottom line, it is your body and your health. Don't sacrifice or risk eating something that you know will make you sick when you don't have to. I know it's very uncomfortable, but gather up that courage to stand up for yourself and just ask the basic questions. I think everyone involved, the restaurant, your friends, the event planners, would feel terrible if you had a food-related reaction or flare. So yes, it can be uncomfortable, but the uncomfortableness will only last minutes, whereas a reaction or flare can last a lot longer. So for those of you who would like more help managing your autoimmune disease, your digestive issues, or just reducing inflammation in general, I would love to chat with you. I offer free 15-minute discovery calls to learn about your goals and to see if I am a good fit for you. So you can go to either my website or there is a link in my YouTube profile to book that call. You can also go to my website and download a bunch of free materials. My favorite one right now is a simple guide to detox. This guide covers all the basics of starting a detox plan, what foods to focus on, what lifestyle tips you can implement to support your body's natural detox process. And then lastly, you can also sign up for my newsletter. It comes to your inbox every Thursday. I put a lot of great information out there about managing inflammation with food and lifestyle. So try it. You can unsubscribe anytime. You won't hurt my feelings. If you enjoyed this video today, please hit that little subscribe button. These videos come out about every week, and I love just helping people feel better about their autoimmune disease and live better and manage their symptoms better by using food and lifestyle tips. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time.